skin leader and one of the most hardworking and passionate people in the business. You heard Andrew, he's with Cameron multiple times, Paul and the Pacific team talking about this opportunity. He's also a successful entrepreneur in his own right. And he founded his own real estate company and has over 25 years of experience in that business, right? Cameron is also an advocate of global business opportunities, and he believes in being an early adopter of new market opportunities, and India has really been a key focus for him, right? So he has successfully engaged and sponsored a growing pool of India-eligible affiliates and representatives, and he continues to build towards the pre-launch in November. Right, so ladies and gentlemen, I can't wait to hear his insights. Please help me to welcome Blue Diamond Director Cameron LG.
Thank you. Thank you, Adrian, Carl, Andrew, and Mike. Can everyone hear me okay? Give me the thumbs up. Yep. Every time I hear that information, I get more excited. What a seat we are all sitting in. I'm going to raise a number at the moment, and that is 127. And that's 127 days until India launches, and which I believe, when you put all the components together and you focus on what is on offer for the Indian NCI, NRI and OCI, we are staring at the largest opportunity in direct selling. This company gets it right. We've been on many conversations, and there were some concerns with pricing. That's been ticked. There were some concerns with what sort of products they were going to enter the market with. And when you look at the two sections of the market that this company is entering into, the wellness and the beauty, two of the fastest growing consumer markets on the planet. And I think the way that they're underpinning it or anchoring the supplement range with Prism, wow, what an opportunity, what a talking point, a technology wellness device that can prove and measure the supplements that we're working on. And don't quote me on this, but I hope I don't get in trouble, but I believe the Life Pack will be on the ground for circa $20. So you can see the model that the company has put together is not the American cut and paste, respectfully. They have taken every single aspect of the Indian community, the Indian marketplace into account. And I think the purpose-built model going back into India will outproduce what the predictions the company is saying today. How have we been so successful, I suppose, and how are we building in the first instance is to understand what we have in our hands. And I think that's the most important thing. And that there are two sections to the opportunity. There's the opportunity for us as leaders as we sit here today and look at the largest market this company is going to enter from the growth perspective, Paul. But I think it's more important when we're approaching the leaders in our community to be the pioneers to go back into India is to understand the framework and the parameters that we are offering them. And it's an exclusive offering for the NRI and the OCI at the moment to take this opportunity back into India. And I think when you put that in perspective, that they are now only competing against their own community. And I think the information that we just heard from all the speakers, but Mike and Andrew in particular, and what the preparation the company has done, the entry point with the particular product range that we are going into the marketplace with, the fact that the business model in India has been built for the Indian community, there's no SV. That was a huge concern with some of the feedback we were getting. The simplicity of the model itself. All we need to do is share that now with the community outside in the open markets. And if you look at Australia, for instance, Singh has just overtaken as the largest surname in our country. So there are plenty of Indians sitting right in our own backyard. Your doctor, your dentist, your accountant. If you look around, they are everywhere, and they are entrepreneurial. We have found that multiple exposures are required. But more importantly, putting yourself in the shoes of the OCI and the NRI and understanding from their perspective what this opportunity looks like. I think that is a very important section of the equation. And as we all know, as entrepreneurs in this business, and what this business can offer us is one of the first things. But if you look back to the innovation curve of E.M. Rogers back in the 1950s, it doesn't matter where you go or what you're doing when you're entering a new market or launching a product range. It's the front end of that curve that are either the first adopters or the early innovators that take this advantage of this, and we've found that in the Indian community as well. And one of the approaches that we've found being remarkably successful is a team environment. We've got some phenomenal leaders in our group. Dr. Naveen Samana, the leading plastic surgeon. We've got pharmacists, dentists, engineers. But what we've found that has worked exceptionally well is to come together as a team and understand the benefit of working in the community in the Indian environment. It has been remarkably successful, but it's not an event. In particular, I've experienced with the Indian community, it's a process. Some of these relationships have gone back many, many years to start with. But I think, as I said earlier, when you put all of the components together, from the fact of the matter of the products that we're entering, the market, the sections of the market that we are entering with, the way Andrew and Mike have designed the business model to go back into India, the fact that these founding distributors, the NRIs and the OCIs, are only competing against their own community, but then have an exclusive period in the pre-marketing launch for 6 to 12 months, starts to open up the entrepreneurial spirit of the Indian community very quickly. And we've found to date that we've built a phenomenal team that are excited about what's happening over in India in particular. Now the fourth largest beauty market on the planet, but the fastest growing. I think in those slides somewhere I saw the fifth largest economy. It's actually now the fourth largest. It's just overtaken Japan. And there are predictions in the following 6, 12, 18 months that it'll overtake Germany and will be the third largest economy on the planet. I mean, what a time and what an opportunity to be taking this product range back into that marketplace. And one of my leaders explains it very well, I think. He talks about not only this is a great business opportunity, but this is about taking this product brand back into the marketplace and being the pioneers and changing lives with our devices and underpinning it with the prism. And I think on those slides, some of the golden points that came out of that is that 74% of Indians believe supplements are essential. I mean, we're entering that marketplace with the prism. How powerful that will be within 15 seconds that we can legitimise whether your supplements are working or not. And I think there was 63% of Indians are at any one time trying to lose weight. I think when we start to look at the components that we are walking into and the products that we are taking back into that marketplace, the fact that, and I say this respectfully to the company, but we're not taking the American model and dropping it back into the Indian marketplace. We are actually taking a purpose-built business model, and some of the discussions we've had with the community, it's been very well received. So I'm going to just ask you all today, why are you on this call? And I hope the answer is to participate in the launch of India, which I believe is going to be the largest opportunity that comes across my desk in our lifetime from an Indian perspective, an OCI and an NRI. And now put that in perspective, that we've only got 127 days. That is not a huge amount of time. And the fact that in your local marketplace, and we just mentioned in Australia today, the largest surname now in Australia is Singh. We have the UK, we have Australia, and then we have the Chinese. We have more immigrants in our country, the second largest immigrants in our country. So all I can say is that Indians are open to opportunity, and I don't believe there's a better opportunity that's going to come across their desk in the near future. Thank you, everyone.